You Make This House a Home. That's the name of the game. It's free, and I downloaded it from itch.io, and I'm scared to play it, but I'm going to play it anyway. Okay, start. Okay. This game contains heavy gore. Okay. Please decide the level of intensity you want your gore. I want it censored. Wait, huh? There will be a large box over the bad images. Okay. This game also contains jump scares and a chase scene. Does that stress you out? To be honest, yes, but I'm going to say no, I'm all right with them. I don't think it stresses me out to the point where it would cause me harm. It's fine. Jump scares. Weirdo. But cool, have fun. Thank you for your cooperation. Enjoy the demo. This is a demo. Monday, 9:38 a.m. Wakey, wakey. Eggs and bakey. It's time to start your day. Are they asking me my name here? I'm going to type my name in because I think that's what they're asking me right now. You slowly come to your senses. There seems to be a fuzz hindering your memory, like a cloud around your thoughts. It's amnesia, isn't it? Come on, Key. I've let you sleep in enough. Well, he looks freaky. You slowly open your eyes and suppress a noise of alarm as you're met with a tall, pale figure with dark clothes and jet black hair gazing down at you. There you are, honey. We're already running a little behind. You were extremely confused, anxiously scanning the strange yet oddly familiar room. I'm sure you have a lot of questions. I can answer them all at breakfast, okay? Forced to listen to this man, you hesitantly nod, earning a toothy grin from him before he slipped out of the room. Okay, I gotta shut up now. Nah, you talk as much as you want. That's what the chat is for. Okay, I'm gonna stay as calm as I can. Close your eyes and take some deep breaths. Opening them again when you feel ready enough to face whatever was downstairs. Well, I assume breakfast is going to be downstairs and the tall man that I just met. Game name, You Make This House a Home. And it's free and you can get it off of itch.io. I don't know much about it, but apparently there's going to be jump scares and a chase scene. You get out of bed, your feet leading you towards the bathroom in your room. You had no idea that was there, yet it was like muscle memory. Looking in the mirror, you feel a bit more at ease. You look at yourself deeply in the mirror. You know it's your face, but it feels wrong somehow. It's feminine presenting. You will be referred to with she, her. All right, that's good with me. She, her, she. I am she, I am her. After freshening up a bit and feeling much steadier, you head downstairs. Oh my goodness, the noises in this game are weird. As you advance downstairs, you're met with the pleasant smell of meat, as well as the soft sizzle of oil on a pan. The smell of meat? What type of meat? What a weird way to phrase that. It can't be bacon because I know the smell of bacon. Who doesn't know the smell of bacon? So what could this meat be? Sausage? You take a seat at the table, not knowing what else to do. I don't want to stand and eat. You sit. You see the back of the stranger now wearing a baby pink apron that seemed a touch out of place with his entire aesthetic. You also couldn't help but notice the odd way stray locks of hair were floating over his head as if stuck to the ceiling by the tips. You could hear him humming softly as he killed the heat of the stove and began plating the food. Oh, he looks so creepy. Good morning, Key. You're presented with a surprisingly adorable breakfast. Why is he staring at me? Why won't he sit down? Where's his plate? Is he going to eat with me? Oh, it's just eggs and bacon and toast. It looks delicious. From what you can see, a golden brown toast bacon and a sunny side up egg with odd specks and powders on the surface you could only assume to be various seasonings. Oh, nice. This looks delicious. You can't remember if you ate meat or not. Would it even matter? No, I'm not a vegetarian. You should eat. I think you'll enjoy it. I think I will too. It looks delicious. Time for breakfast. Ah! What the? Why does he look like that? What the heck is that supposed to be? I don't understand what's happening here. Eaton 04. Oh. Not quite, dear. I don't understand what's happening here. Did he eat the breakfast or did I eat the breakfast? Whose mouth was that? I don't understand. Thank you for breakfast? My pleasure. It's my pleasure, honey. You're looking at me funny, so I'm sure you have some questions. First things first, my name is, you can call me Cole. Now that introductions are out of the way, what would you like to know, my dear? Where am I? It was your mouth. It was my mouth? My mouth don't look like that. We're home. But who's home? This house is a place I bought fresh out of high school. We spend a lot of time here together. It'll be our 2-year anniversary by the end of the week. Sometimes I wish you still remembered. Remember? Why can't I remember? For your safety, of course. Oh, of course, for my safety, understandable. The things your mind had gone through, it was the safest option to have you forget. Maybe it's best to leave it at that. Okay, if you think so, Cole. He glances at your empty plate as if double checking that you ate it all. Would you look at that? You're all done with breakfast. Yup, it was delicious. I really appreciate it. That was really nice of you to make me breakfast. He took the plate from in front of you, placing it in the sink and running the water. You're free to roam around the house and explore if you want. You stand from the table feeling a little less uneasy now that you have food in your system and your most pressing questions somewhat answered. This game makes me feel very unsettled, but I'm gonna explore the house. Kind of scared. I don't want to explore the house, but I probably should. I gotta figure out what's going on here. You decide to explore. Okay, I'm gonna head upstairs. I need to know what's going on up there. You decide to take a look upstairs. Okay. Once you reach the top of the staircase, you scan the upstairs. There's a chandelier above you that you kind of want to swing from, like Sia, because of that one song, when she swings from the chandelier. Okay. It stands out quite a bit against the bland colors of the house or the home. It looks antique. The second floor itself is modest and very simple, with only 3 doors that you could see. I only see 1 door. Oh, wait, 1, 2. I see 2 doors. One with a sign that had your name, one with wooden boards over it, and another tucked away and locked tightly. Why is there boards over one of the doors? Is it trying to stop me from getting in or stop something from breaking out? You could only assume this was Cole's room. I should probably check the boarded room. No, if the room is boarded, then how am I going to get the boards off? I don't think I'm strong enough for that. But I did just have breakfast. I'm going to check the boarded room. I just had breakfast. I can take those boards off. I'm strong. Huh? Some of these nails aren't that secure. Maybe there's something around here that can pry them loose. Okay, I'll check the lock room. The door looks like it's been modified. Where a doorknob should have been is a handle with a large padlock hanging off of it. If Cole has a key, it's hidden somewhere. All right, I'll check my room. As you enter the room, you stand in the doorway. You see your bed. A closet with 5 of the same sweater hung up on clothes hangers. The bathroom. To your right, a short bookshelf with multiple random books, 2 framed pictures, and a shoebox at the very bottom. You approach the bookshelf, shutting your bedroom door behind you. What are you most curious about? The shoebox, right? What are you most curious about? Oh, I get to click on stuff? I didn't know it was that type of game. Sit in front of the shelf, pulling out the shoebox. You open the box to see various memorabilia. It was clear at first glance these were gifts from Cole to you. Oh, this is a cute little teddy bear. Oh, flowers? Okay, flowers, that's nice. A teddy bear, that's nice. The Nook Cafe. Is that an Animal Crossing reference? Receipts. A CD. A t-shirt. Once you've examined everything in the box, click continue to continue. Okay. This looks like a band shirt, though it's not of a band you've ever heard of, or maybe you have, you can't remember. It also looked a little too big for you. Was this one of Cole's? It says from Cole to you, and there's a heart, big red Sharpie. You wonder what's on the disc. It's a receipt for an antique lamp, the same one by the stairs. Looks like a drive-through coffee shop order. Fuzzy brown stuffed bear with a red ribbon around its neck. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye! Okay, I examined everything here. I think I examined everything. Okay, suddenly you hear Cole's voice call to you from downstairs. Key, honey, it's time for lunch, but I wasn't done exploring. And I just ate. There's no way I was upstairs looking in one shoebox for hours on end and now it's time for lunch when I just had breakfast. You step out of your room, closing the door shut behind you. I barely did anything and now I gotta eat again? This is getting ridiculous. As you descend the stairs, you see Cole waiting at the bottom expectantly. He smiled widely as he gently grasped your shoulder. I hope you're hungry. I'm not. I just ate. You open your mouth to say something, but you're sat in the chair once more. Oh, all right. I guess I'm eating again. Monday, 1:30 p.m. Is this game just gonna be me eating and him staring at me? You are just so cute. You're presented with a normal looking sandwich. That sandwich do look normal. Lettuce, meat, tomato, cheese. From what you can see, 2 slices of bread, lettuce, tomatoes, lunch meat, and cheese. I wish the bread was toasted, but whatever. Nothing seemed too out of the ordinary. It was just a normal sandwich. You should eat. Oh, okay. Time for lunch. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Do I get to lick the plate? No? Okay, that's fine. There was an odd aftertaste in your mouth. A little bitter. Cole, what did you put in that sandwich? What type of mustard did you use? Or maybe it was the mayo. Was the mayo expired? I'd like to see the mayo jar. I'd like to see if it's expired. What's the date on that mayo jar? Maybe it was a different brand of mayo. Personally, I'm a Hellmann's person. I like Hellmann's mayo, but maybe it was like a different type of mayo. I don't know. Maybe it was Miracle Whip. I'm not really sure. What's on your mind, honey? What was I like before? I don't really know anything about myself. I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts about me and who I used to be. What you were like? Well, to me, you're still exactly the same. Beneath the confusion, you're still my darling Key. You subconsciously made a face of confusion. He noticed and looks away, embarrassed. I've always had a hard time putting my thoughts into words. The things I feel about you, think about you, it's hard to explain in a way you'd understand. You haven't changed that much, at least not to me. You're still so perfect. Every day when you wake up new again, it's like getting to know you over and over and over for the first time. Without even realizing it, you were beginning to lean away from him in your seat. The passionate declaration wasn't quite what you were expecting, but you weren't surprised. However unsettling it was. Cole seemed to have caught what he said as well, an embarrassed look on his face as he hastily apologized. Geez, that was pretty intense, huh? I'm sorry. I know that wasn't really an answer to your question, but it's the best I can give. At least you could trust he was being honest and genuine, even if it wasn't exactly what you wanted to hear. It gave you a better picture of what kind of man Cole was. The only thing I know about Cole is that he makes me breakfast. He made me breakfast and he made me lunch. He feeds me. That's all I really know about him. He feeds me. It's fine, I guess. He lets out a soft sigh. Glancing down at your empty plate as if double checking that you ate it all. I ate it all! You saw me! Dang! I ate everything that was on that plate except the crumbs. There was a couple of crumbs. You want me to lick the plate, eat the crumbs too? Why does he do that? Why is it so important you finish all your food? It makes me not want to eat anymore. Well, looks like we're all done here. He took the plate from in front of you, placing it in the sink and running the water just as he had before. Safe to assume you were free to do what you wanted again. You stand there for a moment, unsure what to do next. Look around downstairs, I guess. You look around, seeing a modest living room right beside the kitchen. The severe lack of walls was kind of unsettling. If you looked around at any point of the house, you could see everything with little to no obstruction. You spot a hallway beside the staircase that leads upstairs. You peek around the corner to see a door. The front door. You glance over at Cole, who was still preoccupied in the kitchen, and tiptoe into the narrow hall. It's a gloomy scene, ominous even. I feel like something's going to happen. I feel like something going to happen, and I'm scared. Where the door window should be was 2 wooden planks neatly nailed onto the surface, as well as duct tape along the glass beside the doorway. You see a small table with a drawer and a plant on top. Inside the drawer was a house key, random receipts varying from last year to the year before, and a Polaroid. A slightly crumpled Polaroid. It showed 3 people. 1, 2, 3. On the left, a man with long blonde wigs. On the right, a woman with sparkling ginger hair. And in the middle, a man with silky black hair with a familiar crap-eating grin. Cole? No way this was the same guy as the one in the kitchen right now. This guy actually looked good. Normal. Human. What happened? What happened to him? You put the photo and the other various items back into the drawer before creeping closer to the front door. Am I about to escape? Oh, snaps. You stare at it blankly for a moment. Oh, snaps. You could leave. Would it even be worth it? You don't know anything about the world anymore. No family, no friends, no job, no money, no nothing. I'm going to save it because if I leave, it could be a game over. I'm not really sure. And if it's a game over, I should probably reload. I don't know. So I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it and I'm going to leave. And if I open this door and get jump scared, I'm leaving. I'm out of this place. You very slowly reach for the handle. I'm out of here. I don't want to be here no more. You flinch as a murky-toned hand gently grabs yours, preventing you from reaching the door. His skin feels oddly rubbery, skin adjacent, but not quite there. There you are, Key. Sophia, why you tell me to leave? I'm blaming you. It's all your fault. Yeah, I blame you. Yeah. I wasn't planning to leave until I saw that you said to leave. That's totally what happened there. Yeah. Funny how you immediately wander off to the one place I hope you wouldn't go. He turns you around with surprisingly controlled force, keeping your back to the door as he clasps your hand with both of his. Jump scare warning. What do you mean jump scare warning? When? What's about to happen? I'm scared. I hate this stupid game. I hate this stupid game. You warned me and I still got scared. I didn't know it was going to be that type of jump scare. I thought it was going to be like a gentler jump scare, you know? Darn it. Game is stupid. It's not stupid. I'm just mad. It wouldn't be safe to be outside by yourself like this, Key. If I go outside, will I get jump scared? If I stay here, will I only get jump scared? If I go outside and I don't get jump scared, then I want to go outside. That's where I want to be. I will live outside to avoid getting jump scared by you. He is not kawaii. Lies. Don't you understand? No, I don't understand. I don't understand nothing. I don't want to be here. You suddenly feeling this pressure in your brain. The force is out of your skull. You feel as though your head is splitting. You can't even get a word out. See what? Look what happens. Let's lay you down. You remember being led by careful hands to what you could only assume to be his couch. Rest your eyes for a while, honey. It never gets easier to do that. You slowly come to your senses. The distant sound of soft humming coming from the kitchen. You prop yourself onto your elbows. Your ears were ringing slightly, but it was manageable. Cole? The humming stops, and you hear a rush of footsteps before Cole is looming over you. I gotta get out of this house. I gotta get out of this house. I don't want to be here anymore. You hardly had time to register how quickly he moved before he was helping you up. Oh, no. Hello, dear. How do you feel? Scared? Fine. I guess. What happened? How long was I out for? He stared at you blankly for a moment before replying. I'm not sure. I found you on the ground unconscious, so I laid you down to rest your head. You feel a faint swarming sensation in the back of your head. Oh, I see. What time is it? Cole's expression lightened up once more as he slowly led you towards the kitchen. It's dinner time. I don't want to eat. I'm not hungry. I don't want to eat. Don't make me eat. Maybe some food will get you feeling better. He do need a hairstylist. You know what? He should leave this house and go see somebody to do his hair. And while that person is doing his hair, then maybe I can escape. Monday, 7:02 p.m. He kind of bad, though. Define bad. When you say bad, you don't mean bad as in good, right? You mean bad as in he is bad. I hope you had fun today. You're presented with spaghetti and meatballs? With, what is that mixed in the noodles? It's meatballs, right? It's definitely meatballs. I'm sure it's meatballs. You should eat. I don't think I want to eat this. This time it feels different. It's important. Is it pizza or is it spaghetti and meatballs? I'm confused. Can I avoid eating it? No, not quite, dear. Good. I gotta eat it. I have no choice. I gotta eat the food. Okay. All right. There were some conflicting textures, like you were eating something still alive. Okay. It made you feel sick to your stomach. Anything new, honey? Who are the people in the picture? Can we talk about the people in that Polaroid picture by the door? They were people we were close with, he replied softly, examining your expression closely. Do you recognize anyone in the picture? Only you? But just barely. You really did look different. You looked better. What happened? I was handsome, right? Yes, was. The key word there is was. You really let yourself go. I'm going to say yes. Very handsome. Still are. No, don't lie. Don't lie to him. Why is the MC lying to him? Why am I lying to him? You giggle with him as he leaned a little closer, clearly enjoying himself. He's still fine. I beg to differ. I don't think he's still fine at all. Well, to answer your question, Little Red Riding Hood was a woman named Phoebe, and Goldilocks is a man named Zeke. They were our closest friends. But not anymore? We not cool with them anymore? No. Why they not our friends anymore? What happened? I love your Tomodachi Life videos. Oh, thank you. Plan to make more. Not anymore. ... He picks up the plate, disregarding the strange nature of the meal as he stands to put it in the sink. It's getting late. You should get to bed. I guess I'll say goodnight and go to sleep, because I really don't want him to lay down with me, because he creeps me out. He pats your shin through the blanket. I'm gonna save the game. I probably should have saved before making a decision, but what can you do? What can you do? Good night, sweetheart. You hear him step out, the door clicking softly behind him. Tuesday, 9:29 a.m. Rise and shine. A familiar voice rings gently in your ears as you blearily open your eyes. Waking up this time around was less taxing than yesterday. Oh, look at you, early birdie. Only because you woke me up. And noticeably less disorienting. The only thing kawaii about him is when he puts on that pink apron. The pink apron is kawaii, but him, no. Just no. Good morning, Cole. Cole practically flinched where he sat, nearly tumbling off the bed entirely. You remember my name? He exclaimed, all too loud for how recently you had woken up. Huh? Was that wrong? Were you not meant to know his name or something? At your confusion, Cole frantically looked around the room as if the walls themselves were listening in on something not allowed. It's nothing. Come down for breakfast when you're ready. I'll never be ready. I don't want to eat breakfast. I don't want breakfast. I don't want lunch. I don't want dinner. I don't want anything that you're feeding me. Something ain't right. Something is not right. He said slowly as he got up from the bed, gently clicking the door shut behind him as he left. You head downstairs for breakfast, still shaking off the last traces of sleep and confusion from Cole's reaction. As you advance downstairs, you're met with the familiar smell of bacon, egg, and toast. Okay, that sounds good. Cole must be making the same thing as yesterday. Oh, okay. You take a seat at the table, watching the back of Cole as he mechanically made breakfast. He gotta stop staring at me eat. He really gotta stop doing that. He says nothing this time as he sets down the toast. It makes you a little anxious, hearing Cole is quiet. Breakfast passes quietly, the same as yesterday, save for Cole's light-hearted banter. He was gazing deeply into your eyes as if trying to access something. His face was completely blank. It was so unnerving. Wait. You freeze mid-step. Cole stands at the bottom of the stairs, apron still on, hands clasped tightly in front of him. Can we talk before you wander off? His tone is gentle and he smiled like before, but there's a strange urgency beneath it, like he's afraid you'll disappear if he looks away. I'd like to try to disappear, but you won't let me. I tried to leave, you stopped me, and then jump scared me. Talk about what? Just this, you, today. He gestured towards the living room. Come sit with me for a bit, please. You nod, unsure what else to do because he said please, and please is the magic word. Please and thank you. Cole briefly ducks into the kitchen before returning with his apron neatly folded once more. He sure does love that apron. You sit on the couch. Cole sits beside you after setting the apron down on the coffee table beside a stack of Polaroids, close but not touching. His posture is stiff, like he's rehearsing how to be normal. You remembered my name this morning. Yeah, I remembered it. Yes? You're not supposed to do that. He's not low-key bad. He's just bad, and I don't mean that in a good way. He is a bad, bad man. And I mean that in the worst possible way. You're not supposed to do that. He says it quietly, almost like he's afraid of the words themselves. Welcome back, Astom. Am I saying that right? I'm not really sure. Is that bad? Yes, well, no, it's wonderful. It's just unexpected. He fidgets with the hem of his winter sweater, twisting the fabric between his fingers. He looks away, embarrassed. But today is different. You're not supposed to be different. Different how? I don't know, but your vibe is just different. Okay, well, people change, you know? It's a new day, new me. He leans forward slightly, studying your face with unnerving intensity. It's nice, but it's wrong. Huh? You shift uncomfortably. I'm not supposed to change? You don't like that new day, new me? Why can't I change? Why can't I be different? Cole, what exactly do you want to talk about, you weirdo? Everything. He says it too quickly. I mean, just whatever you want. I want to hear you talk. About what? Anything. Your thoughts? What you think of the house? What you think of me? He pauses. Especially that last one. Why? Because I like hearing it. You sigh. Goodness gracious. Thank you, morning. You're being weirdly needy today. So clingy. I'm your boyfriend. I'm allowed to be needy. Hearing the term boyfriend coming from someone you basically met yesterday felt odd. But for some reason, it wasn't completely unwelcome. He shifts closer, just an inch. Cole then takes your hand, the vast darkness of his skin nearly swallowing your fingers into his. Oh, he's touching me. Ugh. Tell me something you remember. Cole murmured softly, his voice low with reverence. I don't remember much. But you remember my name. I guess that stuck for some reason. It's not meant to. Nothing is. He laughed softly, almost breathless. So I'm just not supposed to remember stuff? That's weird. It feels like progress. Like maybe today will be better. Better than what? Than every day before today. He says it too quickly again. I don't want to ruin today. Okay. His fingers loosen their already gentle grip on yours, trailing down your palm. Oh, I don't like where this is going. Can we just enjoy this morning? Can you just move away from me? Can you not touch me? You being a little too clingy, a little too touchy? I don't even know you like that. How? Talk to me. Ask me things. Let me be here with you. His voice softens. I miss you, even when you're right in front of me. Especially when your mind is usually so far away. I'll have to fix this later, but for now, I want to be here with you. What do you mean you got to fix it later? What are you trying to fix? I'm gonna ask about him. Tell me about you. Me? I'm not that interesting. Yeah, but can we talk about you anyway? Yeah, but you're basically still a stranger to me. Fair enough. So tell me something real. Something real? He thinks for a long moment. I like when you say my name. That's not what I meant. It's what I meant. This guy. He leans closer, the few stray strands of hair in front of his face swaying slightly as he turned your hand around in his. Oh, now he's touching me with both hands. But I guess we could go over the first date questions, if you really want. Let's see, my favorite color is red. I like how passionate it looks and how much emotion can vary through it. My favorite animals are bugs, the real creepy crawly ones. I hate bugs. The ones that maybe an average person would be disgusted at. My favorite season is wintertime, but I hate being cold. When he stopped talking, a calm silence drifted between you. To think that at some point these were things you about him that you knew by heart. Thank you, Cole. He smiled. Anytime. I guess I'll ask about the house. How long have we lived here? You moved in a few months ago. I've been here since I was 19. Why this house? Honestly, I just chose a place far from my parents, but close by my friends. Did you not have a good relationship with your parents? Would you like to discuss that? I'm not a therapist, but I can try to be. No? He responds dryly, all fondness in his tone shriveled. It made you wonder if his parents were monsters, too. But living on my own turned out to be just as bad. This place is too big for one person, and it got lonely whenever my friends couldn't hang out. But then I met you, and then you forced me to hang out with you. Is that what's going on here? His hands were fidgeting with yours now. It felt like he did this often, once upon a time. You make this house a home. You make this house a home? Yo, that's the name of the game. You make this house a home. He said it. He said the name of the game. Oh, man. ... Cole, what happened to me? Where's my memories? What's going on? I don't understand. He freezes. Nothing. That's not an answer. I don't know what I can tell you. You could tell me the truth. Then tell me what you can. We could try to work this out, maybe. Cole swallows hard. His grip on your hand loosens, then tightens again like he's afraid you'll pull away, because I will. You got sick, really sick, and I didn't know what to do. Sick how? He shakes his head, eyes drop into your joined hands. You were dizzy, confused, you kept forgetting things. I thought it was stress or exhaustion, or I should have taken you to a hospital. I know that now. Why didn't you? His breath catches. It's because I don't have insurance, isn't it? It's because I don't have insurance, hospital, it's expensive, America, healthcare and all that. Because you begged me not to. Yeah, because of that hospital bill. The room feels suddenly smaller. I did? He nods slowly, like he wasn't sure of what he was saying either. I was trying to respect that. I thought I was helping. Silence settles between you. heavy but not hostile. The conversation lingers in the air long after it ends. You're not sure if you feel closer to him or further away. Further away for sure. I don't like him. He's creepy. I don't like him. Do not like him. Either way, the day moves on, and I move away from him because I don't want to be near him. I'm scared. You should be scared. You should be very scared. I'm scared. We can both be scared together. You're presented with another normal looking sandwich. Okay, that sandwich do look normal. Same 2 slices of bread, same lettuce, same tomatoes, lunch meat, same cheese. All the same. You pick it up, take your first bite, all while Cole continued to watch carefully. Once you were finished, that same bitter aftertaste lingered in your mouth. What is in the sandwich? What are you doing to the sandwich? So, nothing. Cole blinked, a little confused. Nothing? Nothing at all? Yeah, I see. He eyed your empty plate as always. Well, at least they stopped making me play that minigame where I gotta feed myself. Then he took the plate from in front of you, placing it in the sink and running the water, just as he had before. This time, you could do what you wanted, right? I'm gonna grab a fork. Oh. You then thought of the boarded door upstairs. The nails looked loose enough to try and pry off with something like a fork, maybe. But that means you have to distract Cole long enough to get one without being suspicious. You quickly think of a course of action, and then you save the game so that if you mess up, you can reload. Okay. You awkwardly walk towards Cole as he's doing the dishes. He noticed you immediately. Need something, my dear? Just felt like talking a bit more. He smiled brightly, clearly pleased. Then I'm more than happy to indulge you. Do you have any questions? Yeah, what is your hair connected to? How does it go up like that? Is it hair gel? Why do you love me? He looked a bit surprised at the question, not exactly expecting you to say that. He hummed softly, eyes drifting to the sink as he pondered how to verbalize the sheer weight of what he felt for you. Would it be shallow to say because you're human? I was initially drawn to you with general attraction. See, the thing about it is that there's a lot of humans. There's a lot of humans out there. So why did you pick this human, right? Regular human stuff. He paused, fingers stilling in the soapy water. But then you made the attempt to really get to know me. His voice softened, almost reverent. You made me feel real. You don't know how rare that is for someone like me, like a monster. He let out a quiet breath, almost a laugh. I love you for you. I mean that. Okay. What's your full name? He paused thoughtfully. My full name? It's been a long time since I've said it out loud. Cole is low-key more comforting to hear. But if you really want to know, Sarcolin? I don't know if I'm saying that right. My full name is Kawang Sarcolin. Okay. Do you miss going outside? He paused mid-shrub, shoulders tensing just slightly. Outside is complicated. People would stare, they'd judge and ask questions. But with you, I didn't mind it as much. So yes, I miss it, but not as much as I'd miss you. Okay? Knock over the paper towels! Think fast! You take a subtle step back, bumping the roll of paper towels off the counter with your shoulder. It hits the floor with a soft thud. He bends down to pick it up, immediately unbothered in his slice. Clumsy me! You're lucky you're cute. This was the distraction you needed to grab the fork from the drawer. You hastily pull it open just a bit before closing it. And then I walk away. Sorry about the trouble. I'll get out of your hair for now. He turned around as he placed the paper towels back on the counter. Oh, no problem, honey. Accidents happen. You waste no time to hurry upstairs. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. The boarded door stands exactly where you left it. You wedge the fork between the first nail and push. We gonna die. What? No, we're not. Why would you say that, Chelsea? We're going to live. It gives way with a strained metallic groan that makes you wince. You work quickly, listening for any sign of Cole coming upstairs. It's been a while since there's been a jump scare, so like I'm scared because I don't know what's behind this door because it's boarded up, and I'm thinking there might be a jump scare behind this door, but I don't know for sure. I just don't know. Another. Please don't be a jump scare. Please don't be a jump scare. The final plank drops to the floor. You swallow hard and push the door open. Cha! The room beyond is dim and still. A storage room, small, dusty, quiet. But the moment your eyes adjust, your stomach twists. Mundane, everyday objects are everywhere. Clothes you don't remember owning, books with your handwriting in the margins, a backpack, a phone charger, a stack of notebooks tied with twine, a framed photo face down on the floor. You kneel beside a box labeled with your name. Your fingers brush the lid. Something warm flickers in your chest, like recognition trying to break through the fog. You open the box. Inside are small objects, trinkets, receipts, notes, pieces of a life you can't remember living. Suddenly you hear Cole's voice call to you from downstairs. Hey, Key, honey. Oh no, he's gonna know I was in here. He's gonna know I was in here. It's time for dinner. Oh, no, what the? You step out of the room, closing the door shut behind you. But what about the boards, though? He's gonna know I took the boards off. He's going to know that I took the boards off the door. What do I do? Can I put the boards back? Did I reboard the door? As you descend the stairs, you notice that Cole wasn't at the bottom to greet you this time. He stayed in the kitchen. Dinner smells like spaghetti once again, but the moment you step into the kitchen, something feels off. Cole stands at the stove, shoulders low, movement slow and unfocused. Cole? Hello, honey, dinner's almost ready. Oh, okay. His voice is soft in a way that doesn't sound like him. Are you okay? Because I'm not okay. Yeah, just tired. He tries to smile, but it doesn't reach his eyes. You sit as he sets a plate in front of you, then lowers himself over the kitchen table once more. Dinner's quiet, not tense, just muted. Okay, he just don't feel like talking, I guess. Okay. Sorry, I'm not very talkative tonight. That's fine. Sometimes people don't feel like talking. It's fine, you know. It's okay. You ain't gotta say a word. You ain't gotta say nothing. You could be quiet. It's fine. He gives a small, grateful nod. I'll be better after some sleep. That's okay. That's all. Okay. You just tired. I get it, you know. I'm tired too. Something about the way he says it makes your stomach twist. When you're finished, he stands and gathers the plates. You can go rest. I'll clean up. You sure? Yeah, go on. Okay. You know, Cole, he's actually not a bad house husband. He cooks for me and he cleans. So he looks how he looks, but like he does cook, he does clean. Like, I don't know. He's a pretty decent house husband. What do you mean I gotta run? Why do I gotta run? What do you mean I gotta run? What's about to happen? You're scaring me. He turns back to the sink, the soft clatter of dishes echoing through the dim kitchen. You watch him for a moment longer. You have to leave. You're stop scaring me, man. I got a bad feeling. Cut it out. You're creeping me out, man. Y'all scaring me. Something is wrong. He just won't say what. You crawl in the bed alone. This time exhaustion settles into your bones after another strange day. The lamp beside the door casts a soft glow across the room and your eyes grow heavy. Sleep takes you quickly. Leave, you gotta leave. I'll hold you back. You wake up, but this time Cole is nowhere to be seen. Your room is bathed in darkness. Oh boy. The lamp you had fallen asleep with is turned off. I don't want to play anymore. I don't want to play anymore. You don't remember turning it off. I don't like being in the dark. I hate the dark. I'm scared of the dark. I'll never stop being scared of the dark. You sit slowly, letting your eyes adjust to the dark that you don't like being in. The house feels different at night, colder, heavier, like the walls are listening. Somewhere down the hallway, you hear a hushed voice. It's Cole. You slip out of bed, feet touching the cold floorboards, and creep towards the door. The hallway is pitch black, save for a faint slither of light leaking from beneath Cole's bedroom door. His voice is clearer now, and he sounded tense. No, Zeke, listen to me. Who is Zeke? You freeze. Oh, wait, Zeke is one of our friends, right? Zeke, you inch closer, careful not to make the floor creak. I know what time it is. I know. No, I didn't tell them anything. I wouldn't do that. His tone sharpens, not angry, but scared. Zeke, please tell me you can figure something out. The doses need to be higher. Key's remembering things now. The doses? What does he mean, the doses? Does he mean the doses of mayo on the sandwich? Because I know he wouldn't do anything to my food, right? You know how dangerous that could get, don't you? Then a pause. You can't hear what's being said on the other end, barely being able to make out what Cole's saying himself. Please, if not for Key, do it for me. Your heart pounds. You take another step, then the floor creaks quietly. Dang it. He's gonna know. The whispering stops. Oh my goodness, where's the run button? Where's the run button? Silence. You don't move. You don't breathe. I'll call you back. See you soon. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, no, no. Oh no, no, no. Oh no, 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 no. Save game. Save game. Crap. Footsteps. The quiet jingles of keys struggling in a lock. You dart back towards your room, slipping inside just as the hallway light flicks on. You crawl into bed and pull the blanket up to your chin, pretending to be asleep. Why didn't I leave? Why didn't I run away? The doorknob rattles. Your breath catches, but it doesn't open. After a long moment, you hear Cole's footsteps retreating down the hall. The house falls silent again. You stare at the ceiling, wide awake, the darkness pressing around you. What had he meant by see you soon? You thought he couldn't leave the house. You don't sleep for a long time. Wednesday, 10:13 a.m. Bang. You wake up to a start and you're immediately plunged into a state of panic. Bang, bang. There was the disturbing sound of a blunt force hitting the wall every now and then. But aside from that, you quickly came to the realization that you couldn't move your fingers. Your hands are taped up. You can't move them anymore. What the heck? You try to struggle against the tight bindings, but to no avail. Bang? Is he boarding the door up so I can't leave the room? Like, what kind of nonsense is this? You flinch at the sound of harsh banging coming from the hallway. He's boarding the room up. He's boarding the door. He's not going to let me leave. You struggle to sit up, the sticky bits of the messy tape job catching on the fabric as you slid your feet off the side of the bed. There was a brief pause in the banging as the shuffle of your feet on the floor of your bedroom before a rush of footsteps approached your door. You instinctively take a step backwards. You palm helplessly at the round doorknob, unable to use your dexterity to open the door. He slams the door open, bursting in with a hammer in hand and a wild look in his eye. He gonna hit me with the hammer! Good morning, Key. Okay, I'm be honest. He looks kind of adorable right now. Just a little bit. Just a little tiny bit. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, you step backwards further. The back of your knees brushing up against your bed once more at the sight of the figure you had familiarized yourself with, looming past your door frame with a hammer in hand. He glanced down at the tool in his grasp, his ink-dark fingers wrapped around the handle far too comfortably for your liking. He smiled, slowly tucking the hammer behind his back, the instability in his eyes glinting unnervingly. I was just about finished anyways, honey. Cole, what you doing? What you doing with that hammer, buddy? He suddenly crowds you on the bed, leaning down with the hammer still behind his back. Oh, up in my face. Come on, I'll help you downstairs. He was eager to take one of your bound hands in his, hastily leading you out of your room and downstairs. Cole looked happy to be the one in control of the situation. He was off, way off, so much so, it was concerning. He smiled widely as he sat you down in your seat. Scurrying to put the hammer down on the kitchen counter and hastily throwing on his apron before taking his place, leaned over the table. He plants his elbows arms on the table, leaning in very, very close. His breath is uneven, his eyes bright with a kind of frantic relief. There, see? Everything's fine now, just as it was. Everything's not fine. I'm scared. His voice is soft, but the softness feels stretched in, like a thread pulled too tight. I don't even know why are my fingers taped up? What were you doing with the hammer? I'm gonna go, why are my fingers taped up? Because I think I know what he was doing with the hammer. He was trying to board the door up so that I can't leave the room or something. Things have been a bit unsafe around here, you know? Unsafe because of you, Cole. Are you upset with me? Did I do something wrong? Me? Did me, the victim, do something wrong? To you, the abuser. Are you upset with me? He stills momentarily. For an instant, he doesn't blink, doesn't breathe, just stares. Upset? He repeats the word like it's foreign. No, sweetheart, I'm not upset. He suddenly gets serious, lowering his voice. If I was upset, you know. Oh. Okay, well, that's good to know. If you're upset, I would know. Okay. A chill crawls up your spine. He exhales shakily, rubbing his face with one hand like he was just as exhausted as you were. He doesn't get to be as exhausted as I am. I am the victim. I'm not upset. I'm tired, and I don't want to scare you anymore. He reaches out, brushing his thumb over your taped fingers. Let's just not do that again. His smile is gentle. His eyes are not. Let's have breakfast, okay? A good fresh start. Okay, but I'm just... I don't know what's going to happen, so I need to save frequently because I just don't know. He turns back to the counter, humming under his breath that same melody from the past 2 days. You watch him move around the kitchen. He isn't cooking bacon or eggs like usual. Well, that's unfortunate. I liked the bacon and the eggs. Instead, he reaches for a box of cereal in the cabinet under the silverware. Cereal? Something simple, something easy on your stomach. He pours the cereal into a bowl, adds milk, and stirs it with a spoon, all casual-like. Why is he stirring the cereal? When I eat cereal, I pour the cereal into a bowl, I pour the milk into a bowl, and then I eat it. I don't stir it around. The heck are you stirring my cereal for? You don't stir cereal. Then he brings the bowl to the table. He sets it down in front of you with a bright, expectant smile. Cole, I can't eat this. My hands. He cuts you off with a soft laugh. I know, that's why I made something I can feed you. You tense up. He'd even taken the freedom to feed yourself from you. He'd even taken the freedom to feed yourself from you. Oh no, he's taken away everything from me. You had completely shattered his trust. Now everything was under his control. How did I shatter his trust? What did I do wrong? I don't understand. He scoops up a spoonful of cereal, holding it up with a tenderness that feels horribly out of place as he held the spoon to your mouth. Open up, sweetheart. I don't wanna. Why cereal? You never make cereal. His eyes narrowed a bit. Question time is over, honey. He nudges the spoon towards your mouth. I wanna eat it. Eat. No. You hesitate, then open your mouth. Why did I open my mouth? Why would I do that? He beams. Good job. Why am I letting him feed me? He feeds you slowly, spoonful by spoonful, watching your face with an intensity that makes your skin prickle. I should be spitting the cereal out or something. Like, why am I just sitting here and taking this fight back? His eyes follow every swallow, tracing the curve of your throat as he continued to smile approvingly. See, this is nice. Just us. No running around, no secrets. I'd like to run. I'd like to run out of here right now. Cole, shh. Eat first, talk after. He scoops another spoonful, bringing it to your lips. You can't tell if he's trying to comfort you or keep you quiet. He scoops another spoonful, but his hands trembles just barely. You almost miss it. Keep eating. I don't want to eat anymore. You open your mouth, accepting the next bite for some reason. I know this is scary. You're being very brave. He sets the bowl aside once the cereal he had poured was gone, brushing your hair with gentle fingers. You know I love you, right? I will always take care of you. Cole cleared the table with a giddy feeling about him. He set the bowl and spoon in the sink. Clearly he was delighted, but I am not, even as he spoke. Also, please don't try to undo the tape. And what if I do? What are you going to do about it? Cole chirped, his voice suddenly eerie. His eyes flicked down to your taped fingers, the adhesive stark and ugly against your skin. If I find out you've been picking at that tape or trying to wiggle your way out of my care, we'll have to find something a bit more permanent than tape to keep those hands still. Okay. I guess I won't undo the tape then. I totally understand the need of the tape. He beamed, the warning delivered with the same cadence one might use to tell a child not to touch a hot stove. It was the contract. This is my life now, I guess. Fingers taped up. This is my life. Being spoon-fed cereal. This is my life. It was the contrast that made the hair on your arm stand up. The genuine radiating affection in his expression paired with the implied threat of further restraint. He stepped back, humming that same haunting melody again, his apron now folded neatly and tucked away. When I bust up out of here, and I hope that I can bust up out of here, I'm taking that apron with me. Because since he loved that apron so much and he loved me so much, I'm taking me and the apron up out of here. And that'll teach him a lesson. Cole's grip on your arm was firm, a reminder that your orbit now centered entirely around him. Let's get settled in the living room, honey, Cole murmured, his voice regaining that sing-song quality that always felt like it was masking a jagged edge. He steered you into the living room with a lightness in his step, his hand a constant guiding weight on your elbow. He settled you onto the plush fabric of the sofa, the cushions sighing beneath your weight. For a moment, he just stood there, gazing down at you with an expression of such raw, starving adoration that it felt more oppressive than the tape on your fingers. It's far too quiet in here, don't you think? He asked, tilting his head. A home needs a heartbeat, and this room is far too breathless. He leaned in too close, pressing a quick, dry kiss to your cheek, ew, that left a lingering sensation of coldness. Stay right there. You can look around at things here, but please don't go anywhere. I'm going to find my record player. Oh, I am going to get up out of here. I am so going. I'm going. Let me just save this game real quick. Give me the option to run. I'm running. I believe I left it in the hall closets downstairs during the last spring cleaning. Some music will settle your nerves and perhaps mine as well. With a final lingering pat on your shoulder, he retreated, his footsteps receding behind the stairs. Okay, I gotta get out here. There was the sound of the door opening and closing and Cole's footsteps descending. You didn't know there was a basement. You didn't even know. Without his constant presence, the living room felt less like a sanctuary and more like a well-decorated waiting room for something inedible, which means I gotta escape. You shifted your gaze, scanning the room from the safety of the sofa. The coffee table sat within arm's reach, bearing a small, precarious stack of Polaroids. They were haphazardly piled, the white borders yellowing at the edges, capturing frozen slithers of a life you couldn't recall and you weren't around for. A few feet to your right, two frames rested there, though they offered no comfort. One lay face down as if the memory within had been deemed too painful to behold. Beside it sat a neat family photo. It seemed normal, save for the faces of the parents that had been meticulously torn away. Jagged white paper remained where their features should have been. What are you most curious about? I'm curious about escaping! I don't know, man. I look at these pictures, I guess. Each photo is years apart, but all seem to be from the same camera. The rhythmic thumping of footsteps echoed from the depths of the house, growing louder and more certain as Cole ascended the stairs back towards the living room. Guess I can't escape now. Not that I could escape before because I got tape on my fingers, I guess. He cradled a modest vintage record player against his chest like a prized infant, a few vinyl sleeves tucked carefully under his arm. There was a slight pleased flush to his pale cheeks, and he walked with a light rhythmic bounce in his step that made him look almost adorably domestic. A man returning from a successful errand in his own home. Found it, he chirped, his voice airy and bright. He moved a space among the haunting Polaroids to set down a machine. He handled the equipment with a level of tenderness that bordered on reverence, his long rubbery fingers delicately sliding a record from his sleeve. He didn't look at you immediately, too absorbed in the ritual of the needle meeting the groove, his expression one of serene, uncomplicated contentment. As the first notes of a slow, melancholic, I can't say that word, of a slow, melancholic piano piece drifted into the room, Cole finally looked up. The music seemed to soften his posture. The silence of the house was gone, replaced by a soft melody, that you quickly recognized to be the song he often hummed under his breath. Though the music felt less like a comfort and more like a curtain being drawn over the exits. Oh. Better, isn't it? His voice barely whispers over the piano. The atmosphere is everything, Key. It transforms a house into a sanctuary. Does it transform a house into a home? Is that what you're trying to say? Oh, he stepped closer, the distance between you closing slowly. He didn't touch you this time, thank goodness. But the way he lingered just outside your personal space felt like a claim. You look so thoughtful. What's on your mind, my love? Escaping. I'm thinking about escaping, but I better not say that to you, huh? So, how old are those photos? Pretty old. He says it with a strange softness. Some are from when I was barely 6 years old. Some are from my high school years. He picks up one of the older ones. The ones where he looks innocent. He's no longer innocent. And curious, with makeup smudged all over his face. This one was taken before my parents really started to drift away from me. Can I drift away from you too? I think your parents had the right idea. I had just found one of my father's old cameras, and I was really excited. I was always different, even as a little kid. Yeah, you different, all right. He doesn't say what changed, just that things changed. Cole lets out a slow breath, grounding himself. Thank you for spending time with me. It's not really a choice. It's not like you're giving me an option to spend time with you. I have to spend time with you. I don't know what you're thanking me for. You spend a few more moments together, against your will, quietly existing with each other as Cole switched out the record a few more times. He exchanged memories for time, speaking fondly of experience you had no memory of. I don't know what's going on. I don't remember nothing. Eventually, he got up to prepare lunch. Oh my goodness, I gotta eat again. This game is nothing but me eating. Like, come on, man. Like any other... Hug him? What do you mean hug him? Ain't nobody hugging him. Why would you say that? You'd follow after your boyfriend, hovering around the kitchen. You didn't want to bother him, but there really wasn't much else to do. Cole? Yes, my love? Cole chirped, reaching for his apron, but pausing halfway to respond. Would you mind making me something other than a sandwich? He leaned over the table towards where you stood. How would he even feed me a sandwich? You don't like it? I don't know. I could use something different every now and then. Just keep making me sandwiches all the time. You shrugged. Cole's face was hard to read for a moment before he smiled widely. I'd love to. Oh, crap. What is he about to make me? Maybe I should have just ate the sandwich. Maybe I should have just shut up and ate the sandwich, because what is he about to make me? Cole's voice was steady over the rhythmic tapping of a knife hitting a cutting board. A lot of people had told me the silence of the house was eerie, since it was usually so empty, but I find it clarifying. The scent of toasted sourdough and melted cheese began to drift through the air. It was a domestic smell, something that belonged in a cozy cottage, not in a place where the doors were padlocked and windows were boarded up with this crazy psychopath. Don't fall for his hotness. Who thinks he's hot? Well, to be fair, a lot of people do. But I disagree with those people. I strongly disagree with those people. You watched him through the doorway. His movements fluid and precise. The pink apron he wore contrasting sharply with the intensity of his focused gaze. Lunch is almost ready. He added his tone, shifting into that warm, honeyed cadence that always made you forget, for a split second, that you were a prisoner of his affection. He plated the grilled cheese. Oh, he was making grilled cheese. He plated the grilled cheese with precision, cutting the sandwich into 2 perfect triangles. He set a bowl of tomato soup beside it. Oh, he made me grilled cheese and tomato soup. All right. As you sat down at the small wooden table, the silence he praised felt heavier than usual. He slid the plate towards you, the golden brown crust of the sandwich glistening under the kitchen light. Pretty plating, eh? You poked at the sandwich, the cheese stretching in a satisfying gooey string. I was thinking that you're very precise. Even with the food, everything is always so symmetrical. Cole lets out a soft humming laugh, leaning his chin on his hand as he watched you take your first bite. Precision is a form of love, don't you think? To care for the smallest detail is to care for the whole. Wait a minute. I'm able to feed myself now? I thought my fingers was taped up. I guess if my fingers are taped up, I can still pick a sandwich up, right? Whatever. Precision is a form of love, don't you think? To care for the smallest detail is to care for the whole. Plus, I used to be a chef. The conversation drifted, circling around the mundane. Cole was in a particularly good mood for some reason. His topics light and his voice airy. What kind of cheese is this? You had asked between bites. It was decadent, salty, and not too salty. It's cheddar and Gruyere? Cole responded easily. The last in my fridge, actually. I don't typically buy cheese that much anymore. Gruyere? Gruyere. That's what I said. He leaned into the playful banter that almost masked all the things tucked away. It was easy to lose yourself in the warmth of the room. The feeling of being cherished by someone who noticed every minor detail about you. However, as the meal wound down, the air shifted. Cole didn't move to clear the plates. Instead, he stayed leaned in, his eyes scanning your face with an intensity that felt less like infection and more like an audit. He was searching for something, a flicker of recognition, a sign of a return in memory, or perhaps just a sign that you were still under his little spell. He smiled warmly as he cleared the table. If you want some time to yourself, now's the time, my love. You nodded, your gaze trailing to the corner Cole had disappeared past to get his record player. You were curious about that basement. Cole called out over his shoulder before you could go. Oh, would you like something different for dinner as well? Yeah, that sounds really nice. He hummed, but out in acknowledgement, finalizing your conversation. You glanced back at Cole, who was humming softly to himself as he washed the plate and bowl. You drifted further into the hallway past the living room and the stairs back up, your fingertips trailing along the bland wallpaper. That was when you saw it, a narrow door tucked behind a shadowed corner. Unlike the other doors, it wasn't boarded up or even locked up. It was simply closed with a handle that felt ice cold against your palm. You pressed your ear to the wood. There was no sound, but there was a draft. A thin, sharp current of air that smelled of damp concrete and something rottenly metallic, like old rusting pennies. It was the only place in the house that didn't smell of Cole's pervasive warmth. What is that? What is that? What is that? What is that? The door pulled open easily and without noise. You flicked on a light switch next to the door, revealing a steep set of wooden stairs that plunged downward into yawning void darkness. Oh no, your heart drumming a frantic rhythm against your ribs. After another moment of doubt, you flicked the light off and slowly closed the door. Oh, heck no. Heck to the no. You were curious, but not that curious. As you turn around, he's going to push me down the steps. He's going to push me down the steps. He's totally going to push me down the steps. As you turn around to head back to the living room, you jump a little out of your skin at the sight of Cole leering down the hallway with his record player tucked neatly under his arm. I don't want to play anymore. Okay. His expression is scared but also relieved. Why is he scared? I'm scared. I'm terrified. A moment of silence passed between you two. There's nothing down there. I believe you. There's nothing down there. And if there is something down there, I don't need to see it. I don't care what's down there. I don't need to know what's down there. I don't want to see what's down there. I'm not going to look down there. You ain't got to worry about that. We're going to close this door and we're going to pretend like whatever's down there don't even exist. We don't even have to acknowledge it. Cole said monotonously. I believe you, Cole. I believe you. I truly, truly do. Save the game? If you insist. If you insist. Game is saved. Game is saved. Just junk that cluttered space up there and I didn't have room for. I understand, Cole. I understand everything you're saying. I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. Knowing him, he was probably lying, but at the same time, you weren't too sure if you wanted to find out the truth. I don't want to know the truth. I don't want to know nothing. Let me be ignorant. Let me not know nothing. You don't have to be so careful around me, honey. Cole murmured, his voice regaining terms of tenderness as he stepped closer. No, don't step closer. You ain't gotta do that. You could be curious. You can even be suspicious. Nah, is curious, suspicious? Me? Never. I'm not curious or suspicious. I've always loved that spark in you. The way you refuse to just accept the world as it's handed to you. He reached out to brush the strands of hair from your forehead. For a moment, the tension from the basement door dissipated, replaced by that suffocatingly sweet domesticity, whatever. He shrugged towards the living room, signaling that's where you should be, away from here. Okay, all right. He stepped past you towards the basement, opening the door and shutting behind him. A telltale click informing you that he locked it behind him. The afternoon stretched into a low, swirpy blur. Cole spent hours in a state of high-functioning devotion. He didn't hover, but he was always there. A shadow in the periphery, a soft football in the hallway. A sudden warm hand on your shoulder as you read. Every time you caught in his eye, he beamed with a quiet proprietary pride, as if your mere presence in the room was a trophy he had won, and kept dustless. However, as the light began to fail, shifting from a pale gold to a bruised purple outside the cracks of the shutters, the atmosphere shifted. Cole retreated to the kitchen, the rhythmic thumping of his prep work echoing through the house. The evening had passed quickly, boringly so, and before you knew it, you were in bed. Wednesday? The silence of the house usually felt like a blanket, but tonight it was a veil. You woke up to a rhythmic, gritty scraping that echoed up through the floorboards. You lay still for a long time staring at the ceiling, listening to the cadence of the noise. Scrape, swirl, crush, scrape, swirl, crush. It wasn't until you heard a soft knocking at the front door did you finally snap to alertness. A cold curiosity sharper than your fear nudged you out of bed. You crept out of your bedroom door, your feet finding the cold spots on the hard wood to avoid the creaks. From the top of the stairs, you saw his tendrils. No. Moving to the open door, you slowly peered down the stairs, careful not to be seen. Cole was sitting at the table, though the chair you usually sat at was repositioned. He was using a mortar and pestle, the heavy stone bowl grinding something white and brittle into a fine chalky powder. You watched the way his shoulders shifted, the tension in his frame suggesting a level of concentration that bordered on desperation. When the door unlocked, another person opened the front door from the other side. Where were you? You're late. That's the bread! That's the bread for my sandwiches! Your eyes widened at the sight of a unfamiliar man entering the house. A tall, dark-skinned man with long blonde wigs holding a paper bag of what looked to be groceries. I'm sorry. His voice was low, lower than Cole's, but with a consistent, exhausted tone. Got held up at work? He set the bag down on the table next to Cole, beginning to quietly unload the items. This week has been so difficult, Cole murmured, going back to quietly crushing the pills. He is upset with me. I keep messing up. The man moves from around the kitchen with as much precision as Cole does, tucking a loaf of bread in a cabinet, placing a fresh carton of eggs in the refrigerator. Cole continues to catch up in detail of the events of the past few days, expressing his feelings and thoughts on things he had kept secret in front of you. What really caught your eye was the newly filled bottles of pills he slowly pulled out at the end. The same ones Cole was crushing. What did those pills do? Was Cole feeding you them? Was he feeding me these pills? Who's to say? I didn't see him do it, so I'm not sure. I just think that everything is going to end really soon, Cole murmured, indicating the last of his thoughts. Doesn't this feel like a rising action until the big thing happens that decides how the rest of our lives play out? The other man just nods his head. It was clear he wasn't a very talkative guy. What you hadn't seen coming was a small white handkerchief he pulled out of his pocket, along with a small bottle of something clear. He poured some onto the cloth, slowly walking behind Cole's line of sight as he continued to murmur quietly to himself. I'm sure you're right, he hummed before pressing the cloth to Cole's mouth and nose. Is it like chloroform? Is he going to knock Cole out? He squeaked with surprise, struggling for just a moment before immediately something. Is this man going to save me? My hero! My hero! He's my hero! Yo! His floating strands of hair slowly began to droop and fall, so some stayed connected to the ceiling. Phew. The other man sighed quietly, tossing the cloth into the sink and looking down at his passed out friend. What really shocked you was when he began speaking again. I didn't mean for you to see that. I was planning on waking you up myself, but I guess this is fine too. He turned around to look directly at where you were sitting on the stairs. Come on, let's talk. Your heart hammered against your ribs. For a long moment, you didn't move, your grip tightening on the banister as you stared at the man who had just completely knocked out the guy keeping you in his house. The shock of seeing Cole, usually so poised, slumped over the table like a broken doll was jarring. But it was the man's gaze that anchored you. His eyes weren't harsh like Cole's, but tired, weighted with a wariness that felt relatable. Slowly, you descended the stairs. As you entered the kitchen, the sharp chemical scent of the chloroform still lingered in the air. If I can smell the chloroform lingering in the air, is that going to be a problem for me? Like, is that going to knock me out? You stopped a few feet away from him, your eyes darting from the unconscious form of Cole to the man who had just played the role of the infiltrator, your hero. I'm Zeke, he said, his voice a calm rumble that didn't match his actions. He didn't move towards you, and he didn't look like he really wanted to. Okay, I mean, he don't have to. We don't have to be like best friends or anything. He's still my hero. He saved me. Cole's old friend. He gestured vaguely toward the passed out figure of Cole. Sorry about the dramatics. He doesn't like hearing things he doesn't want to, and he's real stubborn. He looked at the knocked over mortar and pestle, the white powder still clinging to the stone, and then back to the pill bottles. The realization that your daily recovery was probably a curated chemical haze hit you like an epiphany. You turned back to Zeke, who was already nodding slowly, like he knew that you had put the pieces together. I'm not actually sick, am I? He slowly shook his head no. He's feeding me pills to make me forget things, isn't he? He slowly nods again, his lips pressed into a tight line. How could Cole do this to me? He glanced at Cole, his expression softening into something like pity as he rubbed the back of his neck. He thinks he's saving you in his own twisted way, but the truth is he's just terrified of you running away from him when you remember everything he's done. What did he do? What did he do? Like, other than to feed me pills without my knowledge, what did he do? Which you absolutely should. He's as irredeemable as irredeemable gets. Okay, so can I run right now? Like, why are we having this conversation when he is right there? I get that he's knocked out, but he could wake up at any time. Why don't we leave and have this conversation somewhere else that isn't in this house that is boarded up? But that's why I'm here, Key. You're here to save me. Okay, so take me out of this place, please. You blinked. Huh? I'm getting you out of here. Okay, let's go. I'm ready. Let's go. Is the door not right there? Like, let's go. Let's leave. But we can't do it now. There's still some things I have to do. Oh my, you ain't got to do nothing but take me out of here. Or better yet, okay, here's what you do. You open the door, you let me leave, and then you stay and you do what you need to do. Why do I have to be here while you do what you need to do? I'm trying to get out of here. Are you not my hero? You whip around at Cole, still very much unconscious at his kitchen table, and back at Zeke with a dumbfounded look. Why not now? It's a long story. Okay, and I'm willing to hear the long story, but not here, not with him right there. We can have this story outside, please. Oh my goodness, why? Zeke sighed, walking towards the table once more. Oh my goodness, Cole is just passed out just on the table. Are we going to sit next to him and have this conversation now? This is stupid. This is stupid. It's just stupid. Zeke is stupid. I'm stupid. We're all stupid in this house. But I suppose we do have all night. He stared at Cole's body with an unsure expression. Like, how strong is the chloroform? Never used the stuff myself, so I don't know how strong it is. He slowly dug his hand into Cole's pocket, pulling out a key. He hesitated for a moment before leaning down to hoist up his friend under his arm like an animal. He looked stupid. They both did, because they're both stupid. Dumb and dumber is what they are. He stared blankly at you with no words. You didn't know what exactly it was he was waiting for. You squint your eyes a little, making a face. He shifts Cole around, grunting softly as he slings him over his shoulder like a sack of potatoes instead. Wow. He stares at you again as if silently asking if this was better. You make an incredulous expression, shrugging your shoulders. He shrugged his own, turning towards the stairs with Cole slung heavily on his arm. Zeke navigated the stairs with a rhythmic, heavy thud after flicking on the lights. Oh, finally, we got some lights up in here. It was too dark. I didn't like that. Cole's limp body bouncing slightly against his shoulder with every step. It was a surreal image, the domestic terror of the house reduced to a piece of luggage being hauled upstairs. You followed close behind, your curiosity overriding the lingering fear. Your footsteps light and hurried as you tried to keep pace with the taller man. As Zeke fumbled with the key in the padlock with one hand, you tried to slip past Zeke to see inside his room, but a surprisingly firm arm suddenly barred your path? It wasn't a shove, just a firm, steady boundary that halted your momentum. Wait here, please. Why? Zeke's voice was barely a vibration. You watched from the hallway, listening to the muffled sounds of Cole being dropped onto a mattress. I should run right now. I really should, and I don't know why I'm not. A moment later, the door clicked shut and Zeke reappeared, leaning his back against the wall and crossing his arms over his chest. The dim hallway light cast deep shadows across his face, making him look like someone who had spent far too many nights dealing with things that shouldn't exist. All right, Zeke said, his gaze scanning your face. You got 1,000 questions. I can see them spinning in your head. Start with the big one. The big one is, can I leave now? Dang it, I can't ask why I can't leave now? Okay, why are you in my house? Zeke let out a dry, huffing sound that might have been a laugh if it weren't so devoid of humor. Technically, this isn't your house, he corrected softly. It's just the place where Cole decided you'd be safest. Okay, then whose house is this? Which, as you've probably noticed by the medication and the locked doors, is his way of saying where I can keep you under my thumb. You said you were friends. If you're friends, why are you knocking them out and sneaking around? Zeke's gaze drifted towards the closed bedroom door. We were a long time ago, before Cole decided that love meant this. He doesn't see people as people anymore. He didn't just want your affection key. He wanted your autonomy. What does that mean? He wanted to be the only thing you remember, the only person you need. Those pills don't just cause memory loss, they prune the parts of your mind that make you want to leave. Oh my goodness. Well, the pills didn't work that well because I still very much want to leave, so I don't know. I don't think the pill's working that well. That's just my opinion, though. The revelation made your heart drop to your feet. Every kind gesture Cole had made over the last few days. The careful meals, the soft words, the obsessive attention suddenly felt like an elaborate performance. All part of his nasty, nasty plan. You looked at Zeke, really looking at him, noticing the way he didn't seem surprised by any of this. And then you wondered if Zeke was an option. Was his love on the table? What, so is this coming from some sort of savior complex? Savior complex? You must be joking. It's a place of concern, Bird. Okay. Who are you really? Zeke shifted his weight, his shoulder leaning harder into the wall as if the physical pressure helped him hold back the words. A coward. I'm someone who waited too late to finally do something. Okay, well, you did something now. And I appreciate that. He looked at you with a strange sort of warmth. Look, I'm going to be honest. I know you know more than Cole thinks you do. I've been weaning you off the medication by emptying half the bottles and filling them back up with duds. The air in the hallway seemed too thin. Every time you had felt a flicker of clarity, every time the fog had lifted just enough to make you question the locks on the doors, that had been him. All right, Zeke, I appreciate that. I know you're probably really confused, and I'm sorry. I'm doing this for you and for Cole. The heck with him! Do it for me! I don't care about him. You do whatever to him. I don't care. He can stay knocked out forever. But save me. I'm innocent. I am the victim. This obsession he has with you is ruining you both. It can ruin him. It can destroy him. I don't care. But save me. I'm innocent. Eventually, you'd overdose on the pills and he'd die of starvation. Okay, good for him. I don't care if he dies of starvation. I only care about me. Because he obviously don't care about me. Or he care about me too much. I don't know. It's a weird, confusing situation. But the heck with him. Save me. He can't sustain himself on the energy of a dying mind for long. I care about you too much to let that happen, okay? Well, can you care about only me? Please? You nodded after a moment, slowly digesting the words. Like Cole made you digest those pills. Any day now, Cole won't be able to keep up that form for much longer. It's been slipping out of his control more and more every day. And if he doesn't eat, Zeke trailed off, his voice dropping to a whisper. Bottom line is, I don't want that to happen. So what if it do? I don't know how you feel about any of this, but I'm being selfish here. You really are. You're being incredibly selfish trying to save us both when you should just be saving me and only me because I'm innocent. I can't help myself. You can barely help me, and you try to help him. Like, come on. I'm irritated, Zeke. I'm irritated. You just need to trust me. I'm trying. I'm really trying, Zeke. I really am. Where's Phoebe? Cole mentioned Phoebe. You asked, your voice trembling. The photo. Cole said we were all friends once. Where is Phoebe? Where is she? If you're here to get me out, is she already gone? Zeke's gaze dropped to the floor. The exhaustion in his eyes looked like grief. He didn't answer immediately, the silence stretching until the distance of the refrigerator downstairs sounded like a scream. Phoebe was the first to realize that Cole's devotion was actually a hunger. She's dead. Oh, poor Phoebe. R.I.P. Phoebe, R.I.P. was all he said. So what did those pills do? I feel like he already told me what the pills did. The pills made me forget and made me not want to leave. Zeke let out a long, slow breath. They're a sort of eraser. They target the short-term memories and the emotional triggers that keep you grounded in who you are. Why would he do that? Why would he want me to forget everything? Zeke's expression remained the same. You know, Zeke's a bit of an enabler, I think. He's a bit of an enabler. Because I feel like he's not doing enough to help me. Because Cole is a rotting monster. Yikes. Oh, I wasn't being mean. He's literally a monster, and he's literally rotten. He paused, then did something unexpected. He wiggled his hair. They moved independent of each other, writhing like snakes for only an instant before it stopped. Creatures like him, creatures like me. Creatures like me? You a creature too? Y'all both monsters? Creatures like him, creatures like me, we can't be exposed to humans for too long in that state without things starting to degrade. Oh my goodness, they both monsters. You start to go insane. You start to lose your grip on reality, your identity, and your will, as you were doing. The only way he thought he could prevent the crazy was to make you forget. If you didn't remember the things that were triggering the breakdown, he thought you could stay here with him. He looked at you, his eyes weighted with a profound sadness. He did want to help you, Key. He just went crazy along the way. Zeke gently pat your head. Don't touch me! Do not touch me! I don't want to be touched! It was a sort of awkward gesture, but it felt nice. No, it didn't. It wasn't a touch that demanded anything from you, because Cole did enough demanding stuff from you. You should head to sleep. I don't want to head to sleep. I want to leave. Why won't you let me leave? I'll be gone when you wake up, but I won't be far. Why can't I just leave? Why can't I just leave? He glanced at the storage room. It would be better if you had your phone, though. I don't understand what's happening in this game. I thought he saved me. I thought he was my hero. I really thought that, I thought I was going to get up out of here and live a happy life. I don't understand. I guess I'll have to deal with that, too. He murmured soft to himself. Guess I'm busy tonight. Oh my goodness, let me save the game. I don't know what's about to happen. I really, really don't. Oh my goodness. He watched as you returned to your room before heading downstairs to discard of the pills. The hallway light was turned off and the house was quiet once again. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. End of the demo. Huh? Thanks for playing. What? Maybe try what? Try again for a new route. What? You might find something new. What?